Welcome to my sewing room and welcome to Friday Sews. If we've not met before, my name is Christine and this is where I talk about all things sewing. Now, I had mentioned in a previous video that this past fall I have done a lot of charitable sewing and I've given myself a ton of self-imposed deadlines that were really sucking the joy out of my sewing. I do fill my tank by doing some of this charitable sewing, but it had gotten to where it was really out of proportion and I needed to find my joy again. So I decided in December, other than finishing up the Christmas pajamas for the grandchildren, I'm going to strictly sew spontaneous, and I started that already. Now this first sew is going to seem like a silly spontaneous sew, but I did some mending for my husband. He puts up with a lot of sewing nonsense, so I always enjoy the opportunity to do some mending for him or sew him something. And he does not ask for much, and he didn't even ask me to fix this cycling jacket. He got it out because it started to get cooler, and he mentioned that he might need to get a new cycling jacket, that he liked this one, but that the sleeves had gotten so loose with the elastic that it wasn't providing much protection. I told him I could make that repair, and I did it quickly. All it took was unpicking the sleeves, resewing the casing, and inserting new elastic to fit. So that was my first sew. Sometimes mending can be a soothing task. It always ends up being a little quicker than you think, and sometimes I wonder why I put off mending. There is one exception to that. I do not like to hem, and that probably comes from being short and having to hem so much. That's not one of my favorite tasks. The next project I completed was something that I sewed for a friend of mine, and that is the large storage cube from Sew Sweetness storage cubes, which are in the Minikin Season 1. And I used this really pretty Ruby Star Society Mustang fabric. My friend Kathy loves horses, and I thought this would be something that she would enjoy. Now, when I completed this, I decided that I really like this size and I could see where this would be super useful, and I want to sew some for myself. I think this would be a perfect solution for how I store my tights and my socks. I tend to keep them in small baskets in my closet, and it's not the most attractive look. And I think this size will allow me to sort them a little better and also neater, plus be super cute. So I have already picked out the fabric that I want to use for this. And it just so happens to be another Ruby Star Society fabric. This is a Melody Miller print. Let me see if I can show it to you. I bought this in 2019 and it attracted me right away. I had no idea how I was going to use it, but two things attracted me to it. I loved that color combination. It spoke to me. It's not a color combination I would wear, but I loved it, and I thought, I want to make something for my home, something that I can look at often out of this fabric. The other thing is the birds. I love the detailed sketching on the birds where they look very realistic, particularly this one. And my husband's a birder, and birds always make me think of Charlie. So I wanted something around that would make me think of Charlie as well. So the first thing, and the only thing I've used this fabric for, is a Bible bag that I made for me. It's actually, I looked in my sewing journal. This was my first sew of 2020. I made this January 1st, 2020, but I've not shown it on the channel. This is a Bible bag, and I used the tutorial on Shabby Fabric's website. I'm going to link it below. The instructions are on the web page, and they have a place where you can download paper instructions that tell you how to measure whatever book you're going to cover so that you can get a customized fit. I've made one for a journal cover that I embroidered my husband's name on. He ended up not wanting to carry it because he said it looked like a purse, so I use it. But I also made this one for myself. Again, I wanted to use this fabric in something that I would look at often. So one of the things that I love about this pattern is the bookmarks. And it also works fantastic with this fabric. Let me show you. So what I did was I fussy cut a bird and made it into a bookmark. Now I've got some stabilizer in there and I've glued it down, and I did sew tack it in, but I love it. I've got two of them. Find the other one. Yeah, so I used the same bird. Seemed like it was a good size to use. So you've got a Rolo loop tab, a shank button to close it, and then I just use cotton webbing for the handles. I think this would be a great gift. I know I enjoy mine. And so that's Shabby Fabrics. I will leave the link below so that you can find it. I plan to be very spontaneous in December, but I've also made a list of some things that I'd like to sew so that I can take a look at it and decide what I want to sew in the moment. Now, I ordered a bunch of patterns to be printed while PDF Plotting had their 20% off sale for Cyber Monday, which they ran that sale for a week. So I have a lot of patterns coming, which means I got a lot of rough cutting and putting away to do. But it also means that I'm getting some new things that I could sew up. Since I have so many new patterns coming, I know that I have got lots of choice about what I want to sew. I do think that I will be making Martin's dog sweater soon, the Ellie and Mac dog hoodie. I saw Adam's and I've been wanting to make it for Martin, and that pattern is coming soon. I also ordered some new fabrics and I'm looking forward to getting started on that. So in the next few weeks, you'll be seeing some little fabric hauls, a rather large pattern haul, and I want to do a fabric pattern matching, and hopefully I will have a lot to show you. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what you're working on. I have tagged some videos on the end that I think you might enjoy. Until next time, I hope you have a joyful week and that you find the good in all things, especially sewing.